The galaxy did not want heroes. It wanted soldiers. When the devouring swarm emerged from the black between galaxies, consuming star systems with mechanical precision, every major civilization panicked. Fleets vanished. Defense grids collapsed. Entire species were erased before they could even broadcast a warning. The Galactic Council did what it always did in times of crisis. It called for soldiers. Send your armies, the Council demanded. Your fleets, your warriors. This is a war of survival. One by one, species responded. Proud legions, elite shock troops, genetically perfected fighters. They formed the largest coalition fleet in galactic history, and they failed. The swarm adapted faster than any military doctrine. Every tactic was countered, every formation devoured. Within weeks, the coalition was reduced to wreckage and silence. With desperation mounting, the Council turned to the last power that had not committed its forces. Earth! The transmission was formal, strained, and unmistakably afraid. Humanity, the Council said, we request your soldiers. On Earth, the message was received in a quiet command chamber far from public eyes. No cheering followed. No speeches were made. Admiral Rachel Okoye read the request once. Then she shook her head. We don't send soldiers, she said calmly. The Council members bristled. This is not a time for politics. Entire civilizations are dying. Okoye looked up, her expression unreadable. Correct, she replied. That's why we're sending the hunters. Silence followed. Across human space, protocols older than first contact activated. Black site facilities powered up. Restricted units were awakened from cryo-sleep. Files marked myth, redacted, and do not deploy were open for the first time in decades. The galaxy never saw the hunters arrive. There were no massive fleets, no dramatic hyperspace signatures. Just absence, entire swarm task groups disappearing without explanation. The first sign came from a dead system. Scouts entered expecting resistance. They found nothing. No swarm vessels. No debris. No energy traces. Just silence. Then another system went dark. And another. Swarm command node began failing simultaneously. Communication relays vanished mid-transmission. Entire hive clusters stopped responding as if something had reached inside the swarm and cut out its heart. The Council demanded answers. Earth sent none. Inside the swarm, panic spread for the first time in its endless existence. Autonomous warforms began reallocating resources, fortifying positions, creating kill zones designed to annihilate anything that approached. It didn't help. The hunters did not attack head-on. They stalked. They learned. They waited. Human strike teams infiltrated swarm territory, using drives that left no signature. They moved through debris fields, inside stars' radiation shadows, even within swarm logistics routes, undetected. When they struck, it was never battle. It was an execution. Command intelligences were eliminated first. Manufacturing hubs sabotaged from within. Adaptation cores overloaded with contradictory data that forced the swarm to cannibalize itself. Swarm drones turned on each other. Entire fleets shut down mid-attack. And wherever the hunters passed, one rule held true. No one survived. Not because the hunters were cruel, but because survival meant adaptation, and humans could not allow that. A single captured transmission from the swarm leaked into galactic archives. It was fragmented, panicked, and unlike anything previously recorded. They are not prey. They are not rivals. They are extinction. The final confrontation occurred near the swarm's primary nexus, a region of space so dense with mass and energy that most species considered it uninhabitable. Human hunters entered anyway. The battle lasted 9 minutes. When the nexus collapsed, the swarm died everywhere at once. Drones froze. Warforms shut down. The devouring swarm, an enemy that had consumed galaxies, simply ceased to exist. The galaxy waited for Earth to declare victory. It didn't. Instead, Earth transmitted a single message to the Council. The threat is gone. Do not pursue what remains. Some things are better left hunted, not studied. The Council obeyed, because by then everyone understood the difference. Soldiers fight wars. Hunters end them. Across the galaxy, military doctrine was rewritten. New classifications were added to threat assessments. At the top of the list was a single note. If humanity offers hunters instead of soldiers, do not ask questions. Do not interfere. And pray you are not the target. Because when humans stop fighting wars and start hunting, no one survives.